Life is about change. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you do, one thing is certain: nothing stays the same forever. Change is inevitable, it's unpredictable, and most of the time, it arrives when you least expect it. But the truth is, change is not the enemy, it's the greatest opportunity you'll ever have. Because in every challenge, in every shift, in every unexpected turn, you have two choices: let change break you, or let it build you. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has had to confront change head on. It doesn't care about your past. It doesn't care about your comfort. It doesn't ask for permission. Change simply arrives, unannounced, forcing you to decide whether to resist it or embrace it. And that decision determines everything. If you choose to fight against change, to resist the growth it demands, you'll find yourself stuck, unable to move forward. But if you choose to embrace it, to adapt and evolve, you'll find that change isn't your enemy. It's your greatest ally. I want you to think about something. Every champion, every leader, every legend in history has faced moments of uncertainty. They've experienced setbacks, failures, and obstacles they never saw coming. But what separated them from the rest? They didn't run from change. They embraced it. They didn't complain about how things used to be. They adjusted to what was in front of them. They didn't wish things were easier. They became stronger. They understood that success isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you respond to it. And that's what separates the great from the average. The great ones look at change and see opportunity. They see a chance to evolve, to improve, to grow into something even greater than they were before. They know that every transformation, no matter how painful or difficult, is preparing them for something bigger. And that's the mindset you need to have. Too many people fear change because it forces them out of their comfort zone. It challenges them, it makes them uncomfortable, but that's where growth happens. You will never become great by staying where you are. You will never reach new levels by holding on to the past. You will only become great when you learn how to evolve, how to adapt, how to turn every challenge into fuel for success. The reality is, comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're too comfortable, you're not growing. If you're not being challenged, you're not improving. And if you're not improving, you're falling behind. Growth is painful. Change is uncomfortable. But so is staying the same and watching others pass you by. So is looking back years from now and realizing you never reached your full potential because you were too afraid to embrace the unknown. Don't let that happen to you. Let me take you back to when I first stepped into the NBA as a 17-year-old kid. I was young. I was inexperienced. I was playing against grown men who had spent years mastering their craft. I had a lot to prove, and I knew that I couldn't just rely on talent alone. I had to adjust to a whole new level of competition. And it wasn't easy. I made mistakes. I had bad games. I felt the pressure of expectations weighing on me. But instead of backing down, I embraced the challenge. I studied the game relentlessly. I worked harder than anyone else in the gym. I broke down every weakness in my game and turned them into strengths. Because that's what it takes. Change doesn't wait for you to be ready. It forces you to get ready. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't let the challenge intimidate me. I let it drive me. And that's exactly what you have to do. I studied the game. I worked harder than anyone else. And I embraced the process of growth. And because of that, I didn't just survive. I thrived. That's the lesson I want you to take with you. Change will challenge you, but it will also shape you. Every great athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every top performer in any field has been tested by moments of uncertainty. And the ones who make it aren't the ones who avoid change. They are the ones who stand tall, adjust, and become stronger because of it. The ones who refuse to grow, who cling to what is familiar, who make excuses instead of adjustments. They don't last. They fade away. But the ones who embrace change, they become legends. When Shaquille O'Neal left the Lakers, everything changed for me. For years, we had dominated together, and suddenly, the entire team dynamic was different. I had to step up as a leader in ways I never had before. I had to prove that I could carry a team on my own. And in those moments, I could have complained, I could have made excuses, I could have resisted the shift, but instead, I chose to embrace the challenge, work harder, and redefine what was possible. And because of that, I led my team to 2 more championships. That's what change does. It gives you the chance to prove what you're made of. It pushes you beyond what you thought was possible. It forces you to find new levels within yourself. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that what worked yesterday will still work tomorrow. That's not how life works. That's not how champions are made. The world is constantly evolving, and if you're not willing to evolve with it, you'll be left behind. The best businesses adapt to new markets. The best artists evolve their craft. The best minds never stop learning. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you refuse to embrace change, you're choosing to stay the same. And staying the same means falling behind. The biggest reason people resist change is fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of leaving behind what's familiar. But let me tell you something. Fear is a liar. Fear will convince you to settle for less. Fear will make you hesitate when you should be taking action. Fear will keep you from stepping into the greatness you were meant for. And if you let fear dictate your decisions, you will never reach your full potential. The truth is, the greatest rewards in life come from stepping outside your comfort zone. The biggest breakthroughs happen when you have the courage to take risks, to embrace uncertainty, to trust yourself, even when the future is unclear. One of the biggest mistakes people make when facing change is that they focus only on the outcome. They want success immediately. They want to be great overnight. But real success doesn't work like that. Growth takes time. Mastery takes patience. Excellence requires years of dedication. You have to embrace the process, not just the destination. Every setback, every failure, every unexpected challenge is part of your journey. It's teaching you something. It's preparing you for what's next. You have to be willing to show up every single day, put in the work, and trust that all the little steps you take will add up to something great. So here's my message to you. Stop fearing change. Start using it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start adapting to the moment you're in. Stop making excuses. Start making adjustments. Because every time life shifts, you have a choice. Sit back and let it happen to you, or stand up and make it work for you. Change will test you, but it will also transform you. Change will challenge you, but it will also elevate you. Change is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. So the next time life forces you to adjust, don't hesitate. Step up, rise to the occasion, and show the world what you're capable of. Your future isn't determined by where you are now. It's determined by how willing you are to grow. Now go out there and make it happen.